have like 5 uncles in Canada who have been here for a very long time, so they know how these things work. So I call one of my uncles and I tell him that this is what happened. I explain the situation to him. He's like, oh, why would you fall for that kind of thing? You should have told us before you pay this person. This is what these people do. They target students especially because they know you're not going to go through with the process. So I asked him, so what do? I really need this money. I know $450 may not be a lot of money, but to me right now is a lot of money. I really need my money. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving you people a very hot gist about how I fell for accommodation scam in Canada. Yes, you heard that right. I fell. They collected my money because I was desperate. Okay, so let me give us the backstory. When I came to Canada in 2017, I was looking for a private apartment to stay with my son. So normally the way student housing is that you can either rent a shared apartment, so maybe a 5-bedroom house and 5 students each take one room like that. Then they share like the living room, bathroom and kitchen. So that's what student housing is like. But I didn't want that because I came with a 2-year-old, and first of all, many owners would not rent it to you because you are coming with a child and they believe that only one person per room. Also with children, some people will tell you that, you know, they don't want noise, will disturb the students. So it's difficult getting in that kind of accommodation, first of all. Then secondly, I didn't want to share. Right, I came with a child. I don't want to be sharing bathroom, sharing kitchen, sharing fridge, sharing all those things. It was just too much to share with so many people. So I decided I was going to rent a 1-bedroom apartment. In Canada, a 1-bedroom apartment is a house that has a bedroom itself, a living room, a bathroom and a kitchen. So that's what they call a 1-bedroom apartment. So I wanted something like that for myself and my son. When I started looking out for these places, everywhere I went to, they turned me down. They would always tell me that, you know, go and bring your credit history. They want to check do a credit check, bring credit history, bring pay stubs, and bring letter from employer. All of these documents they were asking for, I did not have them. And I explained to these people, you know, I'm a new immigrant, I'm a student, and this is my my offer letter, my admission letter from my school. This is my letter of enrollment. I have scholarship. This is my scholarship information, and this is the way they are going to pay me. Like, this is schedule of payment for my scholarship. But at the end of the day, nobody rented to me. So somebody advised me to go get a guarantor. I got a guarantor, my cousin, who agreed to standing as guarantor for me. But I still wasn't getting anywhere to rent, so I was getting desperate. School was resuming in May, I think May 2nd. This was April. So I was getting desperate. By mid-April, I remember that I'd gone to see one house, and they gave me the application forms to fill. So I took the application forms. I went to like a community center. Community center is an open place where they do they have different activities and people can go in there. They have like a common area. So I went to community center. I sat down there and I was started to fill my application forms. Then I saw one man. He was a black man. He approached me to just say hi. So I said hi. He was like a friendly person, right? I said hi. I was like, what are you doing? And I told him I'm filling application forms because I'm a student here. I just came into Canada. I'm trying to rent a place. So he was like, oh, he now told me that, yeah, he has a place. He's a single dad. He brought his daughter for an activity. A single dad, he had a place. If I can come and stay in place. I laughed. I'm like, try somebody else, not me. Not me. Anyways, so he now mentioned to me that there's one lady. So he told me, I don't know this lady personally, but I just see her here when she brings her kids to the same activity. She mentioned to me that she normally rents a room in her house and she has one vacant room. So maybe if you ask her, she may rent you a place. I was so grateful. I was like, oh, thank you so much. And I asked him, do you know if she will be open to renting a place to somebody that has a child? He's like, yeah, this woman is a mother. She too has a child. I don't think she'll have a problem. So I was excited. Like, I would really like to meet her. Do you have a phone number? Do you have a contact? Do you have anything that I can use to reach this lady? So he said, it doesn't have phone numbers, but she comes to this place. So maybe this activity he brought his daughter for, she brings her child to. So perhaps she may just walk in, but he has not seen her that day. Guess what? As we're having that conversation, the woman walks in, a white woman. And he introduces us and he's like, yeah, this lady, I met her here. She's new in Canada and she's looking for an accommodation. And I remember he said you have something. So she's like, yeah, she has something. If I'm okay to wait after the activity that they brought their kids for, she will take me. Her house is not far from there. She will take me to the place. I'll check out the place. If I'm interested, of course, I can go ahead. I was so excited. I waited. Once we finished, she took me to the house. She lived in a 3-bedroom house with her. Then her son was 10 years old. So one room was for her, one room was for her son, and they had one vacant room. So the room was vacant, empty, looking very clean. I was excited. I'm like, I have a son. Can I stay here with my son? She's like, fine, no problem. You can stay with your son. It's fine. How long do you want to stay? I told her I'm looking for a temporary place because I just want a place where I can stay in and look for a 1-bedroom. I really do not want to share. So I just said somewhere I could stay in while I get a 1-bedroom apartment. So she's like, oh, she's that flexible, no problem. Then she started to tell me a story that, oh, the person that was living there, so that the person that was living in that room just moved out like the week before. So I was like, why did the person move out? So like, yeah, the girl was verbally abusive to her son and she didn't want her staying there. So she seemed like a really nice woman, right? So I'm like, so she's like, where are you going to put your son? Do you have daycare? I'm like, no, I don't have daycare. She's like, oh, you're in luck because we have like some daycare providers on our streets. So she takes me to the different daycare providers. There were like 2 of them on their street. So I talked to them and I'm like, okay, this is nice. She was really, really helpful. And then we go back to the house and she's like, so what do you want to do? Before I keep this room for you, you need to pay the rent. So this was like I said, it was middle of April. I was to resume on the 2nd of May. So I wanted the place to start renting from May, not immediately. Because at that time I was staying in my uncle's house who lived like in Toronto. It's like, maybe 1 hour and 20 minutes from Waterloo. I couldn't stay from there and come to school. So I was okay staying there before school resumed. So I wanted the place to start from May. So I told her I wanted to start from May. And she told me, okay, the room is $450. I'm like, that's fine. Normally in Canada, they'll collect first and last month's rent from me. But she's like, I'll do you a favor because I see that you're a new immigrant, you're a student, you have a child. Just pay me the first month's rent and you can move in on May 1st. I was happy. So I'm like, how do you want me to pay you? E-transfer or cash? She's like, she's fine. Like, I don't have any cash, but I can transfer you the money. She's like, she's fine. I should transfer her the money. And then she brought out a piece of paper because I was like, what about the contract? She just brought out a piece of paper and she's like, you know, for houses like this, you don't really need a contract. But she brought out a piece of paper and wrote that she's renting me a 1-bedroom apartment starting from May 1st until I'm ready to move. And then she signed it. She wrote it with a crayon, not even a pencil or a pen because she couldn't find a pen, with a crayon. So I took that. I gave her the money. I transferred her the money, $450, and I left. Then she texted me that, oh, she wanted me to meet some of her friends, to meet her friend. That it would be nice just so that we can get to know each other. So that was the following day. So the following day I went there, I saw the friend, and when I went into the house, she was now showing me the different cabinets. So when you are living in a shared apartment, you're sharing fridge, sharing cabinet space. So she was showing me everything that she has allocated to me. She was like, yeah, the day I left, she tried to make some room for me. So she was just showing me. So she opened the fridge and she showed me a segment. And this is your segment, this is your area in the fridge. She opened the cupboard and she was showing me the cupboard. So the cupboard was empty, but I noticed one big bag. The bag was transparent. It was quite big, maybe like 2 kilos. You know what was inside? It was pills. So when I saw the thing, my face just changed and she noticed it. She was like, oh, that she suffers from anxiety and depression and that those are her pills that she takes. In my head, I'm thinking that there's no way a doctor is going to give you a bag of pills. So this cannot be prescription pills. Anyways, I'd already given her my money, right? So I'm like, okay, in my head, I'm thinking that, okay, I will just stay here and as quickly as possible, I will move out. So I tell her, I wring my face back. And I tell her, oh, it's not a problem at all. So I have coffee with me herself and her friend. We had coffee. And then I went back to Toronto. In my mind, I have rented a place. I was feeling okay, feeling good. 1 week later, this was the last week of April, I got a message from her, a text message. She's like, I'm not renting my place to you anymore. In fact, I rented your room to somebody yesterday for a higher price. I don't want to ever see you in my premises. When she sent me the message, I was in shock, surprised. And I messaged her, is everything okay? Did I do something? Is there a problem? She's like, there's no problem. She has told me she doesn't want to ever see me in her premises. I'm like, okay. I responded, okay, that's fine. Just send me my money back. So I sent her my email address to transfer my money back. And she responds, I have used your money to buy groceries, so I don't have your money. I will pay you your money whenever I have it. I'm surprised, but you just collected rent from somebody yesterday. Hello, please send me my money back. And I respond to her, please send me my money back. I need the money to rent another place. Then this woman started throwing swear words, insulting me from nowhere. I'm like, how do we go from 0 to 100? She started insulting me. That was when I knew that there was a problem. Again, remember I said that this was last week of April. School was resuming in first week of May. Where do I start from? I had gone to square one. So I just did not focus on this woman because I had a bigger problem, which was getting a new place. So I decided to focus on getting a new place. So I went back from Toronto to Waterloo to start looking for a new place. I don't want to bore you guys with the story of how I found a new place because that's a gist for another day. But I finally got a place, paid the rent, and moved into the place. At this time, when all of this happened, I called my brother to tell him what had happened. I was like, oh, Zino, you are falling for a scam. That this is what they do to new immigrants. I'm like, are you serious? He said yes. I'm like, how is this a scam? It was like, that money, you never get it back. I told him my money, I'll get it back. This is my $450. I'll get it back. I didn't have money. Anyways, so when I got to Waterloo, when I finally moved into my new place in Waterloo, I decided I was going to report the situation to the police. So I went to, we have like a police on campus. So I went to the police on campus and I told him what had happened. He told me that I should go to like the regional police. So we have regional police in Waterloo. I should go there and report to the police officers there. So I went to that place and I told the police officer what had happened. So she decided to call this lady. Meanwhile, before now, I kept texting and calling this lady. She had decided to ignore me. In fact, I think she had already blocked me anyways. So I couldn't hear from her anymore. So I went to the police officer and I told the police officer asked for the lady's number that she's going to call the lady. So I give her the lady's number. While I was there, the police officer called the lady and the phone was on speaker so I could hear. And she's like, I have a lady here. She told the person my name and she said that you rented a place to her and you refused to refund her money. You did not allow to stay in place and you refused to refund her money. Is this true? The lady said yes. This is true. Scammer said yes, this is true, but I don't have the money to give her. I don't have the money to give her back. So whenever I have the money, I'll pay her back. And I've told her that. So at this point, the police officer ended the call. Then police officer now told me that the only way I'm going to get my money back is for me to go to small claims court. And because she has spoken to this scammer and the scammer has admitted to her that she collected money from me, she can stand in as a witness for me because that's my paper contract that I have. It will not even fly. But she will stand in as a witness. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Guys, that is a scam. That right there is a scam. Now, let me ask you this question. If you are just coming to a new country, do you want to start going to court or do you want to go through the stress of going to court or going to chase after money? This is where a lot of people will give up. Many people would give up here because they can't. And these scammers, they know this. This is why they target new immigrants, international students. They target them, exploit them, collect their money because the scammers know that these people will not follow through with the process. I really wasn't going to do that. I just come into this country with a 2-year-old trying to find my feet here. I don't want to start going back and forth with court, go fill a court application, be going back and forth, appear in court and do all those things. Like I wasn't cut out for that. At that point, I was going to leave my money and move on. I have like 5 uncles in Canada who have been here for a very long time, so they know how these things work. So I call one of my uncles and I tell him that this is what happened. I explained the situation to him. He's like, oh, Zino, why would you fall for that kind of thing? You should have told us before you pay this person. This is what these people do. They target students especially because they know you're not going to go through with the process. So I asked him, so what do? I really need this money. I know $450 may not be a lot of money, but to me right now is a lot of money. I really need my money. So he's like, don't worry, Zino, I'm going to solve this problem for you. So this is what my uncle did. He called the lady and he told her that he introduced himself as a lawyer that is going to be representing me on this case in court. And going forward, she'll be hearing from only him and not me. And any correspondence that she has is going to send her an email. It should go through him for her to be able to get to me. So when he did that, We ended the call. My uncle is like, don't worry, she's going to respond soon and she'll give you your money. Really, the following day, this woman returned my money. That was how I got my money back from this scammer. Now, there are different kind of accommodation scams in Canada. That is just one. Some of them, some people, you'll find a very nice house with a very low price that looks too good to be true. Let me tell you something. If it looks too good to be true, it is mostly a scam. So, some of them, they will tell you that they have traveled, they are in one country on vacation, but they have the accommodation open and they are going to send you a check, something. They'll just come up with one story, but basically they will send you a check, you cash that check, and you will give them the balance. Yes, that's the scam there. So that's a scam, but that's a whole different kind of scam. But I know that not many people are fortunate enough to have like uncles like me or have family members like me who are aware of these things and are able to help me out or protect me. Not many people have it, and this is the reason why you're watching this video, so that you can learn and you don't fall for such scams. So if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. When you're trying to rent accommodation abroad, see, this is your eyes, shine it, because there are a lot of scammers out there that are looking to prey on new immigrants and international students. So make sure that you are signing a contract. Make sure, don't pay cash. In fact, this was one of the luck that I had because I'd done e-transfer. So if I pull my banking records, it's there to show that I gave this person money. If I'd given her cash, she would be able to claim that she had never seen me in her life. She would have been able to do that. And there's no proof. I had no proof. No proof whatsoever. Don't pay cash. Make sure that there is a history or there is a proof that money left your account to the other person's account. Because if you pay cash, these people will say they have never seen you in their life. And there's no way that you can prove it. It will not be your word against theirs. There's no proof. Make sure, sometimes don't get carried away by people's niceness. When these scammers want to scam you, just like that rat that eats somebody's leg, they will be blowing your leg and they are hurting you. Make sure that you don't fall for people's niceness, because some people will be so nice to you, be carried away and think that, oh, if person is so nice, person is trying to help me. It's a lie. They are setting you up. They're trying to manipulate you so that they can scam you. We are paying for accommodation. Shine your eyes very well. Ask the right questions. Don't just give your money to anybody. Be careful so that you don't fall for scam. If you have watched this video to the end, I know that you perhaps have learned something, right? And I'm sharing this video because I know that very soon, especially this is July of 2023, by August next month and early September, a lot of new students will be traveling to the different countries. So it will be good if you watch this video, and if you know anybody that is traveling abroad, to relocating abroad basically, no matter the pathway, just share it with them so that they can also learn, so they don't fall in the hands of scammers. I know that many of you may know me, but for you who doesn't know me, my name is Zino Ojogbo. I am an educational consultant with Success Factors Migration, where I teach you how to secure admissions, scholarships, and loan so that you can relocate abroad alone or with your family. A few years ago, I came to Canada. You heard me at the beginning of this video say I came to Canada in 2017. And right now, today, in 2023, I became a Canadian citizen. It's awesome, right? Yeah. I can show you how I did it and how you can achieve this. I'm going to put the link to a free training in the caption so you can watch that training, and I'm going to put the way to contact me, like my email address and any other way to contact me, in the caption as well. When you're done watching the free training, you can contact me and then we can get you started on your study abroad journey today. But don't forget to like this video so you can reach more people, and to also share this video with somebody else who would benefit from it. Until then, take care of yourself and be safe.